You are now listening to Vigilantes Radio, presented by the Only One Media Group. This is the people's choice for quality interviews, celebrities and special guests. Hosted by Demetrius Dinny Reynolds. Call in to join the mix at 701-801-9813. For the complete archive of episodes, visit onlyonemediagroup.com and be sure to like us on Facebook at Vigilantes Radio. We welcome all. Enjoy the show. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your host, Demetrius Houdini Black Reynolds. Enjoy the show.
Yo, welcome to another awesome episode of Vigilantes Radio. I am your host, Danny Mussolini, and I just want to welcome all you guys once again to our very, very, very dope show, in my opinion, that we have. We have a very special guest, so you guys definitely want to stick around for that. Oh man, there are over 26,000 of you guys on our phone lines, in the chat rooms, on the browser, Google Hangouts, Skype, all the plugins that we use for this particular broadcast. You guys are filling in on that. That is what's up. So glad that you guys are joining us, So yeah, definitely stick around. Like I said, we have a very special guest. So you have to use it, give it, be it. You have within you everything necessary to achieve whatever that you want. All you need to do is use it. Most people only use a small fraction of the power, energy, and intelligence that is available to them. All the things you've learned, all the things you've done, the things that interest you, all the people you know, and even the disappointments you've experienced. These are hidden assets just waiting for you to use. We spend so much time and effort looking for ways to get that we don't realize all the things we have to give. Yet it is what you give, the contributions you make to the world, that will add true value and fulfillment to your life. The way to realize the most value from your own life, to get the best rate of return, which is very important in business, of course, on your own hidden assets, is to make a positive difference in the lives of others. Take that from me, Danny Mussolini. That is my word, and word is bond.
You're live in the mix. Let's get this started.
Yo, hello, and welcome to another awesome episode of Inside the Music, or the book, or film, or even the business, where we dive into the minds of the people who create these marvelous things. It feels so good to be back with you guys once again. Big ups to my folks who are Indigos, Crystalline, or the Starseeds, for my Vigilantes audience family, for my hooligans, and shout out to my people who are vegetarian or vegans. If you're in a struggle like me, we are averaging over 37,000 live listeners, and we've been at this for 5 solid years. I appreciate to all you guys who've been rocking with the kid on this journey, and we are still evolving, baby. It is all because of you, most definitely. We are the people who have dedicated their lives to music, spirituality, business, literature, art, films, and research in every aspect. And we want to allow you an opportunity to tell your story. Man, we've had celebrities on our show, from Grammy Award-winning artists, nominees, to actors, comedians, CEOs, technology revolutionaries, visual artists, from authors to professors, and vampires. Or people who think they're vampires. It doesn't matter who you are or where you come from. Come on our show and talk to me. So check it out to book your interview or to appear on my other show called Skeptics. Email me at vradio@onlyonemediagroup.com, and that's V as in Victor. We hope to get the stories behind these unique people and give them a chance to tell their truth to us and the universe. That is Vigilantes Radio sole purpose. You know the number to dial, 701-801-9813. Share that number with your buddy right now and tell them to tune in to connect with us or our guests, or you can hop in the mix directly from our website, which is onlyonemediagroup.com. Right from the homepage, you can slap that go live button and you'll be here live in the mix and in the chat room with all of us. So feel free to shoot over some questions to ask our guests while they are here, but only as time permits. Sometimes my guests and I talk entirely too much. And as always, all episodes are available for free download, and you can grab them from either Spreaker.com/only1mediagroup, iTunes, Player.fm, YouTube, any app from the Google Play or iTunes Store, or over at our website. And that goes for every single episode that we've ever aired.
Well, tonight's interview is the Majiktouch Interview, and again, I'm your host, Deanie. Vigilantes Radio, our interviews go beyond the music and into the minds of the artists, bands that create it. From researching our special invited guests, mining for details, and listening to everything we can, our interviews are designed to bring out the best answers possible through thought-provoking questions that have some real substance. So a sincere, warm welcome to Majiktouch to our show tonight. There was a lot of W's and T words there. We'll have an absolutely amazing time talking with him about the roles artists should play in their communities, maybe some favorite memories from working on this new EP titled In Case You Weren't Informed, and who in the industry would he love to work with. You know, I don't want to give too much away right now about the things we'll be talking about. That means you have to stay with us for the duration of the show. Well, anyway, with that, let's welcome him to our show. Majiktouch, you're now live in the mix with all of us. How is it going?
Hey, yo, what's the dealio, man? It's a pleasure to be on the show. Thank you for having me.
Definitely, bro, definitely. Man, where are you from?
I'm from Bridgeport, Connecticut.
Connecticut. Okay. How's the weather?
The weather's all right. We got 4 seasons. It's a little weird. It's a little bipolar. You know what I mean? Sometimes the seasons get a little late. Sometimes you get a lot of snow going towards May. You think it should be warm or it should start getting hot. You have snow out of nowhere. So we have 4 seasons, but sometimes it's a little unpredictable.
Man, it's them damn scientists. They keep on messing with it.
You talk about the AARP?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that's a conspiracy theory. I heard that they were experimenting with it, but it got shut down. They sold the project to like Boulder University in Denver, Colorado. I mean, they shut it down though. They're not really doing that. That's a conspiracy. I looked into that myself.
Well, they forgot to set it back right before they shut it down. Man, because like the past 2 years, Christmas here in the South has been like extremely hot. You know, it doesn't feel like Christmas. You're outside with shorts on and
with the reindeers and the Santa coming down.
Yeah.
Y'all don't get to
Man, we don't get reindeers. We get like moose or something because it's not cold. We get deers.
Yeah.
Oh,
man. Hear that.
All right. Yeah, man. But in your opinion, bro, what's the best move you think that a person can make trying to get in the music industry as an artist?
The internet. The internet, in my opinion, it's pretty obvious. It's pretty apparent that the internet pretty much is the new music industry. You know, versus back in the day, you would need to have connects with a record label. You would need a DJ just to break into the music scene. Nowadays, you have all that at your fingertips. So independent artistry and independent careers are flourishing more because that's literally anybody can make a song in the confines of their own house, put it on the internet, and depending on how they market it or what key terms and tags they use, they can end up promoting their music or even blowing up. So I think the internet is honestly where it should start. And then, as you build your notoriety, because that's the quickest, fastest method of getting the word out about your music, branch out on the internet and then do your shows, then start doing public appearances and shows and performances to target, and connect with people in person after you do your viral promotion. I think, honestly, that's the best tool that people have nowadays.
Definitely. I have to agree with that. The only problem I run into with that is sometimes the artist doesn't know they have to get out there and perform. They spend countless times behind a computer screen. It's okay to do that, I know a few artists who feel comfortable, maybe having a few thousand plays, they're constantly being talked about, but you never see them.
Yeah.
So what's your whole viewpoint on that? Like, we call them internet artists, because they never get out.
Like SoundCloud rappers and stuff like that. Yeah,
SoundCloud rappers. Yeah.
The thing most times what's difficult about shows, especially being up and coming or being independent, especially when you're targeting your audience yourself, and most of your promotion is self-promotion, is manual promotion. It's kind of hard with the whole show aspect because that's where things become a little out of the way. It's easy for somebody to go on their phone and pull up SoundCloud, listen to a new song. Now somebody has to drive out of their way. They have to spend money probably to get into the venue or pay admission fee to come see you. And that's where it comes to a point where your fans are going to have to invest, or they're going to have to spend money to show how much they really support you. We're in a day and age where music is becoming one of the most bootleg things. I mean, it's practically free nowadays. Anything that's released, you can pretty much, it started with LimeWire back in the day, and now you have all these file hosting websites where you could rip off these songs and download them. You can take them straight off YouTube nowadays. It's that easy.
Right.
But the thing is, the music game really is becoming more about convenience. Listeners and consumers, it's all about convenience. People want something cheaper, they want it free, they want it quick, they want it instantaneous, they want it at their fingertips. It's kind of hard to do that. To really start doing shows and getting paid off of it, you kind of really already have to have a buzz. You could do local shows, but like in Connecticut out here, what the promoters do a lot is an artist will book a slot to open up for, say, a big name, and they'll charge them, they'll give them like 10, 20 tickets and charge them $200. So basically what the artist is doing is buying their own tickets up front. The money that they gave the promoter for their tickets is securing their slot. Now, they're telling the artist that this is a good opportunity because they can turn around and sell those 10, 20 tickets to their followers or their audience for a marked up price. So then they can make a profit margin off of it as well. So, they use that kind of terminology in those negotiations to make it seem like a mutually beneficial thing. But in reality, you shouldn't have to buy your own tickets. If you're going to perform, you should be getting paid to perform because that's a service that you're providing as an entertainer and as an artist.
Definitely. What about from a business standpoint? Let's say that somebody wants to start a record label or a publishing company that's based on the internet, or just in the industry as a whole. What do you think the best move on that part is?
If you were starting a record label, well, nowadays you need distribution. You need to be on all the main media platforms like Spotify, Pandora, so on and so forth, Google Play, whatever, so on and so forth. But you need your distribution. What I would do is I would definitely connect with producers, get at least one person who can make productions in-house, who could give their productions towards the cause, or even if, you negotiate something, you help sell their beats, and then, but you need some type of musical provision from other parties. No record label is just one component. Like, I have a recording studio in Connecticut where it's similar to a record label, but I have about one or two in-house producers who make beats, and then I'm the engineer, but one of the producers doubles as an engineer as well. So you need your resources. You need people who are able to provide. And my company also has an in-house cameraman who does photos and videos. You just have to, when you think about music entertainment, you have to tackle all aspects of it. People want video, they want audio, and they want visual. So you need to cover that whole range of what people are looking for in terms of that material. And as far as building your presence online, there's numerous services like Google, Facebook. You could do ads, run campaigns. Those are very successful nowadays. If you want to get found with your music, what a lot of people are doing is they're trying to get their songs placed in curator playlists on Spotify. There's a lot of people on Spotify who have large playlists. They get a lot of traffic and a lot of listeners every week, hundreds of thousands of listeners. So people are trying to go to these media companies that pitch your songs to these playlist curators to get you put in playlists with other big artist names so that you could kind of pick up some of their exposure as well. So there's a lot of little tricks to the trade that people don't know, and especially because all this is coming out in the new age, modern day, because none of this stuff existed back in the day, in the 90s and early 2000s. So we're all kind of we're all getting the feel of it and getting used to it. But this is a whole new digital musical world that we're living in nowadays where, pretty much the possibilities are endless.
Man, I tell you, it sounds like I asked the right person. Wow. Great answers, man. Great answers.
Thanks, man.
Anybody listening should get inspired. I mean, that's like he didn't give you the exact blueprint, but he gave you a starting point. I can definitely say that. What's the best tool that you use, bro? I mean, you don't really have to go into detail because I know the game is...
Me personally, I'm using SoundCloud right now. I'm using this website called Repost Exchange. What Repost Exchange is just a platform with countless other SoundCloud users. And what you basically do is you have a certain amount of credits on your account and you send a certain amount of credits to the person for them to repost your song on their channel. So basically, you use these credits and it's like trading reposts, and you get onto their playlist and you get seen by their followers and vice versa. So that's something that I use. I also use Google. I use Facebook ads. I've been looking into numerous other PR firms, some of the most commonly used and accredited ones nowadays. There's a lot of ways to do it. I tell people all the time, I have this discussion with artists and clients all the time. They say, well, what's the most effective way to do it? And you got to think realistically. You have to think effectively as well and efficiently. We live in a world that has over 7 billion people in it. If you want to really capitalize on your music and make lifelong residual income off of your music and have platinum records like most people typically would, you got one life to live and 7 billion ears to reach. So, the quickest, fastest methods would be, to take to the internet and use your viral services. That's what I use. I did a lot of shows back in the day, but it's really hard rocking a show for one if you don't have much of a buzz, because the thing is most of these, you go to these clubs or these venues and they have these big amps at the front of the stage and these PA systems, and most times because of the environment and the way it's set up, the music is so blaring loud, people can't hear lyrics, people can't sing along. They could follow your rhythm or your flow, but that's about it. And if they don't know the song, they're not going to get that enthusiastic or that energetic about it. You see all these big celebrities doing shows and everybody singing the songs back. That's because it's well established and drilled into the brain from being on Spotify and the radio 7, 8, 9 times an hour every day. So by the time they go to the shows, they know the words, they have everything down pat, so they can go and throw that energy right back at you when you're on stage. It's kind of like you already got the runway laid out for you if you're already established and you have notoriety.
Definitely. Man, I guess what I want to know now is when it comes to like freedom of speech, and this has been a ongoing topic for a number of years now, especially since Donald Trump has been in office. This is like an escalated topic with the whole fake news thing. But when it comes to like the freedom of speech on the internet, is there really such a thing in your opinion?
This is the thing. Freedom of speech, I think the way things are in our country, how do I word this? Constitutionally, it's conflicting with the modern day norm. People are basically, we're becoming more, how would you say it? We're trying to be more diplomatic. We're trying to be more accepting of different things, and we're trying to be, in certain situations, whether it be sexual preference or whatever, because you could talk out against certain people, not even necessarily against certain people, but there's a very gray area to what people will and won't take offense to. And you may say something that people will draw a certain connection to and may get offended by it, but you don't believe that, or you didn't even intend to use it in a derogatory context, is the thing. So it's, nowadays, the way things are starting to become, is that it's very particular what you can and can't say. Freedom of speech in general, you should be able to say whatever you want to say without it directly insulting or degrading or being derogatory towards another group of people. It's very opinionated, though, because you see the whole Colin Kaepernick situation, you know what I mean? And people, there's people boycotting Nike over that, and it's stupid because, you know, these people are in the entertainment industry or doing sports or whatever they do, and you're going to their events, to their games to support their athletic performance. These are people that you're a fan of their athletic performance and what they do as a public icon. You know what I mean? This is what they do, athletics. So you go to the game to see that. People get so thrown off by, but this man, you know, his ideology, or he personally believes this, or he has this standpoint on this situation. That is irrelevant. You know what I mean? Freedom of speech, you should be able to say whatever you have to say as long as it's honorable, it's respectful and respectable towards all groups of people universally. You know what I mean? But as far as freedom of speech, bro, that's a very gray area. It should exist, but it's challenged too much. People won't just let freedom of speech be freedom of speech. So it's a gray, I don't know if it's an indirect answer, but it's kind of a gray area.
Yeah, man. In my opinion, people are just too sensitive nowadays. I don't know what happened. Like, standing up for what you believe in is kind of gone out the window. The most shocking example I have, man, is when Cardi B was, you know, speaking her lingo, and then a certain rival, you know, gang member got offended. Like, ain't this what y'all do? You know, that's what I'm saying in my head. Isn't that what y'all be? Ain't this what y'all do? Be offensive to each other? Like, yeah,
but you know what? I think a lot of time that's underlying hate with people too, and that when somebody is successful and somebody has their bad blood with them, people are quicker to start problems or form issues between people who are doing better than them that they may not particularly be in the good graces of, or they may not like this person. You know, so people are quick to jump into issues with certain people. You know, I don't know, man.
Yeah. Have you ever had your artistic license or your creativity challenged based on your speech and your music?
What do you mean? Can you elaborate on that?
Yeah, like, let's put it on a personal level. Like, I'm sure, you know, you go through things, and, you know, people that you personally know are involved in your music, whether they know it or not. Some may, you know, like an ex, for example. And they hear a song by you, and they're like, "Dang, you felt like that," you know? Or
do I ever feel you're basically saying, do I ever feel uncomfortable saying certain things, considering people that may be listening who it may pertain to?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, sometimes I think about it, because this is the thing, right? I'm not really, you know, I'm pretty, for the most part, I'm a straightforward, honest kind of guy, you know what I mean? If I'm going to talk about somebody directly, like if I'm going to make a song about you, and it's this song or disrespectful song, I might as well just go put your name in a title and give you the red carpet. You know what I mean? But this is the thing, is that, and what people don't, because if anybody ever comes to me and says, "Hey, I think this is about me," I mean, well, you must know that you're on the nonsense. You know what I mean? You're not on a, you know, you're not in my good graces. So, but this is the thing. Right. Everything that I go through with people is a motivation and an inspiration for the topics that I choose, for the songs, the messages that I portray. So. You go through nonsense with people in life, man. You take losses, you get disappointed, you get your heart broken. You go through all these things, right? Can I at least turn around and make music and make money off of it? I mean, I got crapped on by people so many times. Can I at least make a song and shine? So all the crap that I went through, can I at least speak about it? You know what I mean? That's what I look at. So I don't, in that aspect, I don't really feel like I should have to censor myself or hold my tongue out of fear of who may hear it. Because this is the thing, if you know, and you will know who you are when you hear it, and that's the thing too. It's kind of one of those things. What's the word for it? One of those things that's kind of only meant for the people who understand it. You know what I mean? It's one of those things you wouldn't know unless you were involved in it, and you know what I'm talking about, and you know me. I speak in general. A lot of my songs, they speak about scenarios that the average Joe could find himself in. You know what I mean? Or I speak from perspectives of other people, other individuals. You know, sometimes I tell storylines about a girl and something she may go through in her day-to-day life. You know what I mean? Somebody that I know or somebody that I dated. But, you know, I speak from many different perspectives, but people in life just inspires the music, man. You should never have to fear, you know, who's going to hear. Just, you know, speak from your heart, man. Speak from your experiences.
Man, what would you say are the most important things that your EP, in case you weren't informed, taught you about yourself personally?
That EP is a long story, especially within this past year of my life. I've been growing a lot, and I've just been seeing a lot of miraculous transformations and progress, and it's crazy because this past year I've accomplished, strangely, a lot more than I've ever had within, you know, one solid period of time in my life. This year, a remarkable amount has gotten done, but throughout making the project, I mean, I even broke down in tears, crying, listening at 11 at night in the car, I mean, radio all the way up, bumping it on the off, you know what I mean? And just crying because it's pulling at my heart how real the song is, how good it sounds, the potential I know it has. I could see visions, like mirages of it being popular, playing on every radio station, you know what I mean? And it brought more sureness of myself. And you know, I'm a very spiritual person, so I'm starting, you know, as I'm getting older, I'm digging deeper into my purpose and reasons why I believe I'm here. You know, music is very deep, but I feel like I was put here to be amongst people and help people, whether it be to be a friend, to be a shoulder to cry on, to help people musically, to touch communities and people. I just want to be somebody who connects with people and gives energy and gives love and changes the world and leaves behind great memories. This album is this mixtape has actually taught me a lot. It's really hard. It's really hard to explain. A lot of this music is stuff that already happened, and some of the things that I talk about in the songs, because I have some songs where I may talk about scenarios or I may speak from hypothetical perspectives, and I'll be talking about certain things, and I'll see those things manifest in friends' lives or people that I know who I associate with. It's weird, man. Words are powerful, and music is a very powerful thing, but throughout this entire project, all in all, it's strange. You know, you would have to really be one of my comrades and to really be here with me in person to see what I go through on a day-to-day, to really see the music and how it comes to life. But this music is a breathing, living thing, man. It's powerful. It manifests, too. It manifests. It really does. That's why I believe I was meant to do something great. But I learned a lot from this project, man, and more about myself and more about my purpose on earth amongst other people and what I'm capable of.
Man, in your opinion, man, what role should, like, artists play in their own communities, especially at a time like this? You know, all the problems that surround us in our own cities and states.
It's sad because, you know what, none of them really take up much of a role. In your community, are you directly referring to, like, somebody's background, like where they come from, the city they grew up in?
Yeah.
That's difficult for a lot of people. A lot of people can't go back to their old neighborhood.
True that, yeah.
There's a couple of people, you know, who never got tried. They never got their chain taken, and I never got robbed or beat up or shot or nothing like that. It's a couple people, you know. I'm not going to drop names or anything because a lot of people know who they are. Because people get checked all the time, man. The hip-hop industry, and this is the thing, is that I think, especially nowadays, hip-hop is becoming so, what would you call it, like flamboyant, you know what I mean? Like, very, very colorful and very, you know, almost kind of wacky or goofy or strange, you know what I mean? And it's not really, you know, because the core of hip-hop is urban, you know, it's ghetto, it's, you know what I'm saying? And not necessarily gangster, but this is the entire background and culture that hip-hop spawns from, you know what I mean? Right. So when you see people with colorful hair and doing these funny dances with these tight jeans, this is not something that also originated from their background. This is something that was implanted in the minds of the youth by the entertainment industry in order to start trends, and trends bring in revenue. So that's, you know, and the thing, hold on, I gotta go back to the question. I be smoking too much reefer. I'm sorry, man. What was the question again?
Like, should artists play an active role in their communities?
Oh yeah, absolutely, but they don't. That's the thing, and it's you know, I don't know, bro. It's just a conflict between old school and new school nowadays, and a lot of people are getting checked because there's that dividing line. You know, they feel like a lot of the people who come out nowadays with these face tats, they feel like, you know, because originally that whole face tattoo image and tattoo tears, that was a gangster image. You know, if you lost somebody who's close to you, got killed, or you killed somebody yourself, you get a tattooed tear. That was, you know, that was basically the ritual or the custom, the tradition behind that. Now you got people getting face tats just for an image, to get some Instagram likes. So you got a lot of people who can't go back to the neighborhood because there's a whole generation of people who really died, who fought and killed and died over this lifestyle that you're trying to bring on the stage and make a mockery of and make money off of. It depends too. If you're a genuine dude, if you're a legit dude, you know what I mean? Like, your name is clean, you got a street rap or whatever. You don't even need to be a biggest gangster in the world, but, you know, if you were out in your city and people knew you and acknowledged you and respected you, and you had enough following, you had enough people behind you, then you could probably go back to where you came from, you know what I mean, if it's all love. But there's always people who hate. Even I have people who hate on me just because I did better than them, or I had something flashy that was nice that they didn't have, or they wish they could have had that, or whatever the case may be, you know what I mean? I got a lot of love where I'm from, but there's always going to be somebody who hates, and there's always going to be one person, or there might be one person who has enough balls to try to take you out for good. You never know. The circumstances, they vary. So some people are almost like, well, why am I going to go back to my neighborhood and risk getting my head blown off by somebody who's only wishing on my downfall, somebody who only wants to see me fail or cause harm to me? It varies by person. You know what I mean? I don't know. It really varies by the individual, because depending on what type of person you are, how you come off, how people react to you, your actions, what you reap and you sow, that will determine where you can go and what you can do in life. So, you know, it's not really a direct answer, but some people can't do it, you know? Right
on. Man, so how about some memories from the recent recordings of In Case You Weren't Informed? Like, what's your favorite highlight?
I was just locked up in the studio, man. You know what I mean? Had a little bit of trees, you know, got in my zone. I was in there. Usually I lock myself in there because I go in the studio on days when my producer's not there. We don't have any sessions with clients scheduled. And I go in there, put on the LED lights in the booth, lock myself in there, put the AC on, and start recording. I'll be in there 3, 4, 5 hours. I'll bring the laptop. I have like a little shelf inside the booth right next to the mic stand. Put the laptop on there, the interface, and I'll just record it all. I'll take it home, and I'll be at the crib mixing it, mastering it inside the program. My memories, it was kind of just, you know, it was straight down to work. I didn't really work with anybody on that project. Ever since I was 15, I've kind of been recording and mixing and mastering my own material. So it was really, and I prefer to work in solitude too when I'm by myself, because I'm the type of person, I'm a perfectionist, so I'll be in the booth literally for 300-400 takes, and it sounds ridiculous. It sounds like an exaggeration, but it's not. Honestly, 300-400 is an understatement compared to what I've actually seen in my takes in my recording archives. I'm not even lying. But, you know, I don't know. The best experiences I have is I don't know. The music comes organically. I think the best feelings that I have, or the best part of the music creating experience, is when I hear the beat. When I first hear the beat, and that inspiration comes to me, and that vision comes to me, or what the topic should be about, how I should approach the song, the theme of the song. When that comes in and that hits, you know, I've been marinating in the beat long enough, and the point comes at me, and I get that point, and I have the whole blueprint for the song. You know what I mean? Before the lyrics, all you really need is the concept. You know what I mean? Or the storyline, whatever. You got to know what the song is about, what the song is speaking on, what it's portraying. So once I get that and I make that connection, and the beat tells me, I listen to it, and it comes to me. And then when it comes to me, it's like the beat is communicating to me what it wants. So that's the best moment for me, is when I'm like, you know, when I'm coming up with that flow or that melody, and I'm coming up with the lyrics, and I'm like, oh, this is what the song is going to be about. It's right here. I come up with the hook first most of the time. That would probably be the biggest highlight for my music creating experience. But most of the stuff is done on my own, man. I work alone for the most part, so, you know, I got to start doing blogs and going on Facebook Live more so people can really see behind the scenes.
Definitely. Man, so what would you consider, or what would you like the listeners to know the underlying story of this new project?
This project, to say the least, man, to put it in general, I'm a person just like all of us, like all of you. You know what I mean? And my music is different episodes, different circumstances with different people, different stories. You know, it's like you're going through your TV, you're flipping through the channels on your TV. Every station is going to be different storyline, different show, different storyline, different theme, like a completely own dimension, completely different world, you know, of visions and images. But with my music, every song will be its own dimension, its own stage of life. You know what I mean? And I put that out because I make my songs so versatile that I can be openly relatable to all people, that my music can resonate with everyone. So the whole story of the mixtape is, you know what I want people to take from it. I'm a person just like you. I have many experiences, and I want you to bind to my experiences, and I want you to connect to them, or take knowledge, take wisdom, take strength, take motivation, whatever you can take from it at the time that you hear it, because I have a lot for the entire world, for all types of people. You know what I mean? So,
right on.
Whatever you take from it is what you take from it. You know what I mean? It's all real music. It's all from the heart, from experiences, and it's stuff that a lot of people go through. So whatever type of person you are, whatever mood you're in, that'll determine whichever song that I have that's right for you. I'm not a narrow-minded artist, and the path that I choose when it comes to creating my content is not a narrow path. You know, I try to be versatile. I go over many different types of beats. I sing a little bit too. The only thing I think I don't do is play instruments and make beats, but as much as I do, I keep it versatile. You know what I mean? I switch up every song with a different approach. So, you know, there's a lot of things you could take from this project.
Definitely. Man, from what I've read about you and research, you seem to be more motivated than most of the artists we run into. It seems like you pursued every opportunity you could find to evolve, to grow your skills to the point where you're more than capable of handling your music and your career. Yeah, man. That being said, it's also an incredible amount of work, not always ideal. Like you said, you were locked away in the studio, which is my kind of thing. I actually like that when artists are just, when they're just super focused, you know. The whole world's out there, but their world's inside there. That's
absolutely.
What's up. Yeah, man.
24/7 if I could.
Definitely. Man, but given that you say you usually work alone, if you could, though, have someone else locked in there with you from the music industry, who would that be?
From the music, somebody who's already established?
Yes, sir.
Oh, man. In terms of like a beat maker, or you mean like an artist, like making a feature collaboration?
Feature, beat maker, executive producer. Producer.
As far as a producer, probably Just Blaze, man. Bring Just Blaze back. I loved a lot of classic Just Blaze material, and just seeing how his beats evolved from the early Ghetto Fab days to what he was doing in 2003, 4 and up. You know what I mean? I loved it. You know what I mean? It evolved with the time. So if I had to work with a producer, I'd probably say Just Blaze. I would, honestly, I wouldn't have any objections working at, what's that guy's name? TM88. I think he produced this for Young Thug and a lot of Atlanta artists. I wouldn't mind going over some of his beats. Metro Boomin, I wouldn't mind going over it. I like a lot of bass-heavy trap beats, down south trap beats. I could do my own little up north flip in terms of styles and approach. I could go over those beats well and make it something unique. But in terms of producers, probably those three. There's a lot of other ones, too. I like a lot of internet producers. Probably like Cash Money AP. I like his beats. Xavier Jordan, BeatStars. You know, it's kind of typical people who get the most plays, who, some of, the typical most popular trending producers on YouTube / SoundCloud. You know, everybody get their beats. So you know, they got some bangers. You know, I'm not gonna knock them. But the thing is, like, there's been producers that I went on their beat page and they have 100 beats and I'll only like 1 or 2 of them. So it's very unpredictable. You know, you can't be like, oh, he likes this type of beat, so let me just make this type of beat and give it to him. I might not like it. You know what I mean? I might like this trap beat, but I might not like that trap beat. They don't sound too far apart. So that's the thing. It's very organic with me. When I hear the beat, if I like it, I connect with it, you'll get a product. That's how it is. So in terms of producers, that's probably who I work with. Just 3 or 4 names of the people. The fourth, in terms of artists who I would work with, I'm real big on lyrical, not so much old school, but the golden lyrical era of hip-hop. Artists that I like, Lupe Fiasco, Saigon, Papoose, Graph. If you ever heard of Graph, he used to be part of a label called Black Hand. Talib Kweli, Mos Def, Big Pun, Eminem. Probably work with all of them if half of them was still alive too, you know, but Big L, a lot of people. But nowadays, if I had to pick one person who I would work with, do a collaboration with, I'm very business-minded, so I'm thinking the person whose music is most tolerable, that I could, you know, get a good amount of exposure off of. J. Cole, I'd definitely do a song with J. Cole, man. I'm not even gonna lie. Yeah, probably J. Cole, to be honest with you.
Definitely.
And that's about it as far as producers and rappers, you know what I mean? I would, honestly, if given an opportunity, I'd work for pretty much anybody, but, you know, music is music, and especially when you're doing business and you're collaborating with people, it's an exchange of exposure, you know what I mean? It's not only money, but you're exchanging the opportunity for that person to be exposed to your fan base and you to be exposed to their fan base. So, you know, in a business situation, when money's right, exposure's right, I'd just do a song with anybody. As long as it's not, you know, I'll probably end up finessing them on their own song if it's some mumble rap type stuff, because, you know, I like the crazy flows and crazy lyrics. So, you know, if you're on there mumbling, going 2 miles per hour on the beat, I might just laugh at you a couple times, but I don't know. So, yeah, that's who I work with if I got the chance. Just a few names off the top of the head.
Definitely. All right, my man. Go into the science behind Her Escape for us a bit, like, because I'm sensing there's some strategy in place there. So here's the opportunity to explain the theory behind the concept of the song.
Oh, absolutely. That song is actually about my shorty that I'm with right now. I've been with her 7 years. We've been through so much stuff. The experience is basically, it's called Her Escape, but the alternative title is Ride-thru-the-City. And I'm originally from Bridgeport. Bridgeport is a crazy, chaotic city. And she was from a small town up north in Connecticut, a little bit upstate. So we would spend a lot of time back in Bridgeport together, you know what I'm saying? And when she met me, she had a lot of responsibilities. She had a lot of things she was doing for herself that she wasn't receiving any support from anybody that she even had in her life. Like, she wouldn't even receive calls from her pops or anything like that.
Wow.
She'd make her own bread. Nobody ever handed her nothing. Nobody even taught her how to drive a car, you know what I mean? Like, crazy stuff. So I was just thinking about, like, all the stuff that she told me about her past and things that I had seen when I came into the picture. And I basically just drew this storyline for this girl. It wasn't even so much from my perspective. It was kind of speaking from this girl's perspective, with me being myself, but kind of playing an outside character. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of weird.
Right.
But I was talking about how this girl is independent, overwhelmed, does everything for herself, and she meets this young hustler who's able to make her smile and laugh, who's able to listen to her problems, who's able to console her and be there for her. So he basically, like, opens a door of a new reality for her. You know what I mean? He's one of the only people that's there for her. So it's called Her Escape from Her Reality and Ride-thru-the-City, because that's where we would spend a lot of our time. You know what I mean? So that, the whole storyline from first verse to second verse is talking about the early stages when you know, this individual being me, you know, is getting to see what's good with this girl, and then he finds out that her situation is a lot harder than it seems. You know, this girl has a lot of pain, a lot of things bottled up, a lot in her background. So he starts to learn that, and then as he learns of her hardships and her struggles, he's there for her more. And then as the storyline goes on, they end up moving in, living together. Things get crazy because he's a hustler, he's making money. So, you know, rivalries spark up out of nowhere. People get jealous. You know, a lot of things happen. You know what I mean? I'm not going to get too much into my history and my personal background, but some crazy stuff happened, and he had to get him and her out of that lifestyle because it was getting too dangerous. And it's just a whole storyline, but it ends off on the second verse with him, like, the guy's like, listen, I have to get you out of this life. I can't have you living a life just like this. You know what I mean? Because after all we've been through, you are worth putting a ring on. You are worth making a wife out of. Right. So that whole storyline is basically my story, but something that could be open relatable. I know a lot of my young hustlers from where I'm from could probably relate to that. I put that song on at 2 a.m. while they're in the car with their shorty. You know what I mean? And probably feel the same connection to the song that I did. So, you know, everything I take it and I illustrate and I give you visuals of exactly what happened in my life, how it happened, but I say it in a very well-seasoned, radio-friendly way that you could connect with and would enjoy listening to at the same time. But yeah, that's basically the history and the storyline behind that song, though, Her Escape.
Definitely. All right, man. So regardless of your hit counts and play counts, what is the strongest tune to you? What song means more than any other song that you've ever recorded and put out there to the world?
Oh, wow. Jesus. Oh, man. I feel a very strong connection with all of my music. Like I said, Her Escape, that's one song that was really heavy on my heart, especially after I got done mixing it and playing it back and listening to it. Like, that's one that means a lot to me. I have another song out called Came Out Cleaner, featuring Vicious. That's a dope song too, but that's more of a street record from a, upcoming hustler who's fighting the adversities and fighting the challenges of being in a concrete jungle type environment, making money off the streets at a fast rate, people noticing, and situations getting risky, dangerous. That's what that record encompasses. They all mean a lot to me because they're all genuine, you know what I mean? And I was able to make a hot record out of a real life experience and word everything how I wanted to. But two of the ones that I like most are probably, honestly, those two, Came Out Cleaner and Her Escape. I honestly wouldn't be able to pick between the two, but it would have to be those two.
Definitely. All right, guys, after the music break, it'll be time for our usual tradition. It is called the Hot Seat, and our fans love this part of the segment, of course, along with the actual interview, but the audience will get a chance to hear Majiktouch. Maybe he can sing, maybe he does poetry, inspirational speeches, freestyle raps. We take those as well, joke stories, live instruments. You never know what these creative minds and vessels will produce in the spotlight, and tonight we'll find out if Majiktouch has what it takes to be put on the spot, a test of his true artistry, and maybe even some hidden talents. But for right now, we have a man, Majiktouch, with Her Escape-Ride-Thru-the-City, and we'll be right back.
Yeah.
And you had to walk to work. Have your minutes just like getting on your nerves. Almost blew up on the ass, I knew you was on the verge. Know you was tight, baby. Come on, my dog, and I know your feet hurt to do things for people they don't deserve. When the weekend comes, she won't see me first. On your back street, I emerge, and I got a reefer and reserve. Kept that in mind so I can help ease hers. Something about me got her feeling secure. She love my smile, taking home my t-shirts. I'm the one she see for when she need to be heard. Friends in their own world, she don't call them neither, but it's much deeper when you cook clean more. You was one of 3 girls, but the one to treat worse. Ain't right. Yeah, word. Some things you can't influence. You don't get a thank you for after shit you managed doing, while your other siblings got things handed to them. That's why you never call your pops if you're stuck inside a rudder in a rough place. He probably would've got an update if he called a little more to touch base. Hey, okay, but I pull up on your lunch break, 10 your 30 minutes to a lunch date. I pick up whenever you want, day. Show me your idea of a fun day. Let's have some fun, baby. We could ride out from state to state, we could run away. If you know I'm at home, then you could come stay. And I always take you back for work on Monday. Anytime I'm with her, she just wanna ride through the city all day. I guess give her an escape. She would rather ride through the city all day with me. Only wish she feels safe. Hey, she just wanna ride through the city all day. I could be a getaway. She just wanna ride through the city, y'all. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. She just wanna ride through the city all day. I guess give her an escape. She would rather ride through the city all day with me. Only wish she feels safe. Hey, she just wanna ride through the city all day. I could be a getaway. She just wanna ride through the city, y'all. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Then a movie to the city where I came out. Single bedroom, couple months paid down. New furniture, I'm hustling every day now. Plus I let you push a Honda, lean your way around. I'm about to bust a flex on my way to town. Netflix 60-inch, you can stay in lounge. I'll be back later on, it won't be too long. I'll come home and get you off with the TV on. Then we fall asleep with the TV on. Soon as she lay with me, she be gone. In the daytime, this what she be on. She would be partner in crime if I would like. Take me to make moves all times of night. Put the seat back on recline, she driving right. Your company, I don't mind it, girl, I like it. And time's gon' find us tight like vice grip. People give you hate and ass advices, but you still side with me though despite it. We took some high risks, but you always came through in every crisis. And girl, that's priceless. We had to fight things and it was frightening, I realized it. I don't want you living a life just like this. Really looks to me you could be in some wife shit still. She just wanna ride through the city all day. I guess give her an escape. She would rather ride through the city all day with me. Only wish she feels safe. Hey, she just wanna ride through the city all day. I could be a getaway. She just wanna ride through the city, y'all. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. She just wanna ride through the city all day. I guess give her an escape. She would rather ride through the city all day with me. Only wish she feels safe. Hey, she just wanna ride through the city all day. I could be a getaway. She just wanna ride through the city, y'all. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah.
All right, and we are back again. That was Majiktouch with his song "Her-escape-ride-thru-the-city." What a dope record! I was feeling that. Oh yeah, guys. What do you know about shortcuts? Have you ever seen a car stuck in like the what you call that? The grassy median of a freeway. Usually, this is like someone who wanted to turn around but was like too much in a hurry to go all the way to the next exit, so he or she decided to take a shortcut through the middle and got stuck in the mud or the ditch. Then instead of like spending like just 5 minutes to go to the next exit and turn around, you know, he or she must spend like a few hours getting a tow truck to pull their car out. Think about the next time you're tempted to take a shortcut in your work, in your relationships, your health, and anywhere else. The quick and easy way out often has a tremendous downside. The value you get from life is equal to the effort you put in. In the end, searching for shortcuts usually takes more time and energy than just doing the work in the first place. You simply cannot get something for nothing, because whatever you get for nothing, regardless of its market values, means nothing to you. Take that from me, Denny Mussolini. That is my word, and word is bond. But for right now, let's bring back the man of the moment, Mr. Majiktouch. Hey, man, you're back live with us and in our hot seat. What do you have for us today?
I got a little verse off my project, you know what I'm saying? It's not released yet, but I was out here to do it. This one right here is called That's What It Is. And basically This song is talking about all positive situations. Basically like a pat on the back, or me commending everybody who's doing something good for themselves for what they're supposed to be doing. Now check this out, right? This is for my fellas being fathers to their kids, working, staying free, and staying off the fucking grid. This is for the loyal baby mamas in the crib and the ones you not with, but they still cooperative. This is for my scholars coming out of colleges, and my trappers gone legit. Hope you get a lot of biz. This for all my people who went through a lot of shit last year, but this year they thinking positive. 2 summers back, got caught up with the pigs. Finished last fall, it's water under the bridge. This year I'm going harder than you thought I ever did. This right here is for the strong mind women moving on and leaving fuck boys in their hind vision. This is for my girls going hard inside the gym until they booty getting bigger and their waist tight fitted. This is for the ones who get bread and might split it, who got the people looking right, living right and looking fly with them. This is for my plugs who ain't never dry with it. Well, I'm about to pick up the supply. Give me 5 minutes. For everyone who sacrificed and they strive with it, and those who were supposed to but sat by and witnessed, and the ones who sat on me just asked my forgiveness.
Nice.
That's basically first verse for that joint. Y'all probably going to hear that soon. It'll be on all platforms. Everything is leaking out slowly. You know what I mean? It's probably going to hit SoundCloud.
Gotcha.
And then from there, it's probably going to, after the SoundCloud release, it's probably going to be on all media platforms. But I got a lot of different material where I give inspiration to a lot of different types of people, and I talk about a lot of different types of stuff. But y'all just stay tuned, man. You know what I mean? Whatever I drop, you're going to enjoy it. Just stay tuned for it. You know what I mean? You can find me on SoundCloud, Majiktouch, Majiktouch, all one word.
Definitely. Give them some more links as well to connect with you.
I'm on YouTube. You can find me on YouTube at Majiktouch 203. Facebook as well, same thing, Majiktouch 203. That's the music page. You can follow it, like it, whatever. I'm on Spotify. You can obviously look me up on Spotify, Google Play. You can find me on Amazon. We're at pretty much any platform. You can find me on Instagram, and Twitter is Majiktouch SCA, Majiktouch SCA. Yeah, that's pretty much all my links.
All right. And guys, just in case you didn't get those links, we have them in the description of this episode. So all you have to do is click the link and it'll take you right to them. Man, Majiktouch, thank you so much for being our guest tonight. I definitely enjoyed your insights and your music, man. Very, very dope stuff. You're very, very intelligent as well. Like I said, man, I appreciate the conversation.
Yeah, most definitely, bro. It was real good chopping up with you, and much success and prosperity with the show in the future as well, man. So bless up, and you have a good night.
Thank you, my Vigilantes family, as always, for checking out my podcast over here at Vigilantes Radio. All episodes are available for free download, and you can grab that from either Spreaker.com/Only One Media Group, iTunes, YouTube, any app that's on a Google Play or iTunes store, or our website. And that goes from every single episode that we've ever aired. If you'd like to request music or a particular guest or send something for me to play, email it to vradio@onlyonemediagroup.com. If it's music, please label it by artist and title. Here's my disclaimer. We are genre free, we do not judge, and we absolutely do not base our opinions on hearsay but facts alone. And actually, you can scratch all of that because all of my opinions are always right. That's the bottom line. This is my show, so deal with it. Nah, just kidding. On behalf of myself, Danny Mussolini, I appreciate all you guys for tuning in, either afterwards or live with us. Spread the word because sharing is caring. We stepped up our game just for you guys and our guests to make sure that you have the best experience here on our show. Be sure to connect with us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Tumblr, as well as Spreaker. We always follow back. That is the #1 rule. Okay, well, just remember to be yourself and be absolutely great at just doing that. Avoid being too comfortable because you're messing with your potential when you do that. Peace and have a good night.
You are now listening to Vigilantes Radio, the people's choice for quality interviews, art, music, and hot topics. Hosted by Demetrius Houdini Black Reynolds of the duo No Longer the Hero. All episodes of this podcast are available for free download at www.onlyonemediagroup.com. This is a Seventh Sign Regime Rebirth Worldwide Syndicate exclusive.